Hi, everyone. My name is Reagan LePage, and welcome back to another episode of Inner Harbor Cast, where we shine a spotlight on the organizations, events, and people making a difference throughout Central New York. On today's Community Connection segment, we're shifting gears and talking about something that combines racing, family, competition, and plenty of horsepower. We're joined by the Oswego County Quarter Midget Club with President Ashley Berry,
Hi.
which is an organization that gives young drivers of between the ages of 5 and 16 years old the opportunity to get behind the wheel, learn the sport of racing, and build confidence and problem-solving skills. From race day excitement to the teamwork that happens behind the scenes, we're going to learn more about what makes quarter midget racing so special and how families throughout Oswego County community can get involved. So buckle up and let's get started. Ashley, thank you so much for being here today. We're
Thank you
happy to
for having
have
me.
you.
Mhm.
So, for our listeners that may not be familiar with this organization, can you kind of explain what is Oswego County Quarter Midget Club?
We're a nonprofit youth racing club for kids age 5 to 16, where they can go out and get involved with real motorsports.
I love that. And what kind of inspired the organization to start? Like, was it that there wasn't an outlet for children? Um, or what was kind of the reason?
It started in the 90s, and there just wasn't anything like that, as
Mhm.
far as I know.
Within the community,
Yeah, within
sure.
the community.
I love that. And then what is a quarter midget race and what makes it different than other types of racing?
It's a scaled down race car that's specifically to our youth.
Perfect. So it's like made for the children that you
Yep.
you work with. I love that.
Yep.
And then how does the race kind of look different than regular racing? Or do we have a smaller track?
Yep.
Um,
Yep. We have the traditional quarter midget bull ring, and it starts out with the kids can do controlled practice, and then we're going out and doing a heat race, and then into our features.
I love that. And then what kind of when you're working with people, what kind of like attracts people to come to you? Is it the sport itself? Is it the skills? I mean, you mentioned you're a nonprofit that works on providing like social skills for kids. So when people kind of are like, "Oh, I want to join," what are they more gravitated towards?
Definitely the racing. I think definitely
Mhm.
the racing pulls them in because it's just a unique experience that most kids don't have.
Absolutely. So can you kind of talk about that racing experience and what that looks like? Like if someone were to be a part of a race day event, for example.
Um, so yeah, we do sign-ins. We start out with everybody with sign-ins and get our track set up. We do the practice, we do the heats, do an intermission, and the feature racing. So, and that's where they get the checkered flag. So that's the big one.
That's a big one. I love this. And how often can kiddos get involved with this?
We race on Sundays. We have a schedule. I
Mhm.
can always send that to you too. And but yeah, most Sundays we're there.
That. And it's like a full day of racing, right?
It
In a
goes till
way.
yeah about 10 a.m. Is our sign-ins until about roughly 2:30.
Mhm.
So we go till we finish,
Yeah,
but roughly about
absolutely.
2:33 ish. We're usually done for the day.
So it's a good packed day.
Hmm.
This seems like a sport where it's more than just the kiddos, you know what I mean? And this is almost like a family sport, which are the best
Yep.
sports in my opinion, of course, when everybody can kind of get involved, be happy. So, how important are the parents and volunteers in keeping this club running?
Very important, just because you have to go out and help with promoting the club, and it's what helps get local organizations involved with supporting the youth
Mhm.
racing community, and it helps with paying for our kids' banquets, their trophies, the end of the year gifts, and we'll hang up signs along trackside of all of our sponsors and
Mhm.
that, and then just keeping the club going. We have volunteers that run in the tower, in the concession stand, cleaning up the grounds, doing the mowing and all that fun
Mhm.
stuff. So,
So
yep.
it takes a team to get all of this
Oh yeah,
complete for
definitely
sure.
takes a village. So,
For sure. And before the interview, you mentioned that you yourself are a parent of one of the racers.
yep.
Can you kind of talk about what it was like being a parent a part of this, but then how you are now the president of this organization? Can you kind of talk about how what it was like being just a parent in this organization and then how it kind of evolved into like being much more hands-on?
Yes. So I started with my 18-year-old when he was younger. My son Gage did it, and his father was involved with sprint car racing. So that was kind of how we ended up transitioning into this, just the interest from that. So we did that for a few years, and then he switched on us and he went over to dirt bikes. So, and then with our youngest son Axel, he's who's in it right now, and
I love
he's
that name, Axel.
thank you.
Yeah.
And yep, my kids are both named after car
I
parts. So.
love that.
And but yeah, so just we would volunteer our time in the concession stand and all of that, and
Mhm.
selling raffle tickets, and that was our oldest. And now with my youngest one, I just wanted to keep the club going, and
Absolutely.
the past president was ready to, you know, walk away. He's like, I've done my time, and
Mhm.
it's like I'm ready to go find something new to do and put my focus on. So, um, I was happy to volunteer that position, and I don't know.
Here we are.
Yep.
Yeah, here we are. So you yourself saw the importance and benefits of motorsports and you were like, this has touched the hearts of my children and I want to be able to keep this alive in our community. It's
Yep.
really wonderful.
Yeah, and with my youngest, I mean, he's a very shy kid. He's very reserved at school, and he's a completely different kid. He's very focused and confident on the track. So,
That's wonderful. And that actually kind of goes into my next question, which was what are some of these skills that make a great quarter midget driver? Like, what is your son exhibiting when he's on, or both of your sons, what are they exhibiting? And these other kiddos that make them successful on the track, make them happy on the track?
um, definitely, the good sportsmanship, and they've built friendships. They're, competing on the track, but then they're still, they're friends on track, off track, and then they're playing in the field
Yeah.
or on the playground and stuff that we have there. And but yeah, I think it definitely helps with building their confidence, responsibility, because they gotta keep out there and get
Yeah.
themselves dressed, and obviously moms and dads and grandparents are who's helping with that too. So
Hmm. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And then if somebody was interested in or like being a part of this organization, where should they like find more information or where should they start? Where should they reach out to?
we have our Facebook page, which is Oswego Space QMC,
Mhm.
and the Oswego County Quarter Midget Club at gmail.com.
Very cool. And then while you are doing your events, are there opportunities for like spectators or people to kind of see if this might be something that they're interested in?
Yep. Yeah, there is. We have a couple sets of bleachers for people to sit at, and
Mhm.
anybody can come and watch. It's free to come watch us. Um,
So people are more than welcome to kind of experience this. And I'm not sure if we touched on it, but I know you're an Oswego County organization, but where are you doing race days?
race days are right at the Claytona, which is located at 60 Howard Road in Fulton, New York,
Mhm.
right on the backside of the airport.
So it's kind of in its own like world. It's its
Yep.
own little space, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Um, are you currently looking for like sponsors? How can people help support this organization?
Yeah. We're always looking for local companies that would like to help support the youth racing community. We offer several different packages, tiers or whatever. Mostly we do like a $250 package and we hang your logo up trackside and it'll be on our kids' racing apparel for their banquet gifts and stuff like that.
So they can help support in that way. Are there
Mhm.
volunteer opportunities as well?
Yep, we have a company that does our mowing and that. So we do monetary and we do, services, or we have some people that'll just donate items that we can use for basket raffles or gifts for the drivers and that for the banquet as well.
Mhm.
So any way that they like, we're always open.
As you said, you have opportunities for sponsors and volunteers, but like earlier before we did this we began the interview, you mentioned that aside from all of the wonderful skills that kiddos can learn from this organization, motorsports is actually a dying sport in and of itself. So why is it important for these businesses, volunteers to kind of get involved to not only support the emotional side of things, but also like the art of it?
Well, when they're doing that, it keeps our club open.
Mhm.
I mean, honestly, because everything is all volunteer and donations. So it's all fundraising that our
Mhm.
families are doing. So it, yeah, it keeps our doors open.
Mhm.
Keeps, the
Keeps the sport
bills
alive. Yeah.
paid, and
Yeah.
therefore we're able to keep the sport going. And
Mhm.
especially you want to start with the kids. If they start out when they're younger, I mean, majority of our kids have transitioned out, whether they go to the dirt track or they continue on asphalt.
Mhm.
But most kids, they do continue on with motorsports, some variation.
So it just sparks that interest and then grows from there.
Yep. Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah, we actually have quite a few kids and sponsors as well that are our past members that have either outgrown,
Mhm.
and we have a flagger that, he was one of our kids, and we have one guy that's helping us out with getting our kids buckled in the cars and that, and we have sponsors that are, making our signs, for example, and they were once kids at our track.
Mhm.
So we have a lot of people that have came back to help, once they've outgrown and promoting and,
Yeah.
being still volunteers.
So kinda going back to, like, this is more than just the kiddos. This is a community organization. There's a space and a spot for everybody, right?
Mhm. Yep,
Yeah.
definitely is.
Yeah. So, do you have any upcoming races or events that our listeners should put on their calendars?
Yep. Sunday, August 16th, we have our Arrive and Drive.
Mhm.
So it starts at the completion of us doing our regular member race that day. So roughly about 2:30 is our goal. Kids can come out and try a car. It's $25. They gotta wear closed-toed shoes and sign a waiver, but we
Mhm.
supply the safety equipment, the cars, and they can go around the track and see if it's something that they're interested in.
And then they could join and sign up
Yep.
to be a part of it, a same day deal?
Yeah, they definitely could if they
Yeah.
wanted to.
Very cool. And then are there, as you said, you do races every Sunday, people can come out, be a spectator,
Yep.
but this is a really interesting, event because it's more hands-on, people can kind of, like, really see if they wanna get
Yeah.
involved with this.
Yep.
Very
Yep.
cool.
Gives the kids the opportunity to see if it is something that they really wanna pursue or not.
Mhm.
So,
Very cool. And then kind of getting a little more personal, what is one of your favorite parts about being involved in the Oswego County Quarter Midget Club?
um, I definitely think it's been fun to see, from where we've started from the beginning of the year to
Mhm.
now when as we're, gravitating more towards the closing of the season. So just how far the club has really came with,
Yeah.
building of the members and, you know, the sponsors that have came in and stepped up to help us, and just how much the kids have really grown, and, they're such friends, and it's always fun to watch them go run around and play and all those things too.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you are kind of newer to this position. You filled the old president's position. So there's been a lot of um new untraditional avenues of promotions, I guess you could say. You're trying to do as much as you can. I mean, look at her. She's here sharing her amazing organization. So you're trying to just put yourselves out there and
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah, as much as
cool.
I can.
Yeah.
So,
And you mentioned you're getting close to the end of the season. How long is your season?
we have I think our last race, if I remember correctly, is October 10th, and that's our pumpkin race. So that one is actually on a Saturday.
Mhm.
So that one's a unique one. We have a bunch of pumpkins that will be donated to us as soon as they're ready. And the kids all get a pumpkin. They decorate pumpkins, and we
Oh, I
do
love
like
that.
kind of trailer treating out of the race trailers, like a
Mhm.
trunk or treat. And the kids wear their costumes, and the parents and grandparents really make it fun for them, so they can go around and
Very
trick or treat.
cool.
And they do the race, under the night lights. So we have the lights on for them where we're
Mhm.
normally during the day on a Sunday. So kind of switch it up and make it Halloween
Little
theme.
spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
I love that.
So,
And
yeah.
then what would you say to a parent who isn't sure whether racing is the right sport for their child? And this could even go into like maybe there's an often misconception that people express to you, kind of making them hesitant that you're like, I want to nip this in the bud.
I think that just if their kids ever expressed any interest to come on out and see, and even
Yeah.
if it doesn't work out with the 16th as being a day where they can come out for their arrive and drive, if they coordinate it with me ahead of time, we just know that they are wanting to try a car.
Mhm.
Our families are pretty generous with allowing kids to go out and try a car, even if it was a different day aside from that
Yeah.
after race day. So, but yeah, I mean, that at least gives them the opportunity to see if the kid's interested. And then, we do have a team that is allowing people to rent a vehicle from them, as long as it's available.
Mhm.
So, but I mean, there's all types of families helping families here. So,
Yeah. Again,
yeah.
kind of going back to this is a community
Mhm.
organization through and through, funded, everybody involved, and then kind of like the execution has to be community based.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
very cool. And then kind of reinforcing, where can we follow you? Where can we stay updated with all of your upcoming events and news?
Facebook, and it's Oswego, and there's a space QMC.
QMC. Perfect. And then do you have any final thoughts or anything else you wanted to add really quick?
Just if you're a family that thinks that your kid could be interested, come on out and see what we're all about. And if you're a local company that would like to promote youth racing, we're always looking for help, and spectators are always welcome. So just come check us out.
Perfect. And then I did just think of one more question I wanted to ask.
Yep.
So, of course, you're Oswego County
Mhm.
based, but are you exclusive to Oswego County people? Like, could somebody from Madison, I mean, Onondaga County
Oh
or
yeah,
Madison,
anybody.
anybody can join?
Yep. Anybody can
Perfect.
join.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yep.
That's good to let our listeners know that it
Yeah.
doesn't matter where you live, you can get involved in this, but it's special to Oswego County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's
Very cool.
our own little hidden gem.
Mhm. Well, you guys are going to have to check it out. You heard from Ashley. You got to go check this out. This brings us across the finish line of today's episode of Inner Harbor Cast Community Connection. A huge thank you to Ashley and her team from the Oswego County Quarter Midget Club for joining us and and giving us a look into the world of youth racing. It's awesome to see an organization not only that introduces the excitement of racing, but also teaches teamwork, responsibility, confidence, sportsmanship, and the importance of family and community. If you have a young racing fan at home, or maybe one who's ready to get behind the wheel, be sure to check out Oswego County Quarter Midget Club. You never know if this could be your sport that you're going to fall in love with. And maybe there's some way that you can get involved as well. Thank you so much for listening to Inner Harbor Cast, where we continue to highlight the people and the organizations making a powerful impact in Central New York. I'm Reagan. We'll see you guys next time.